My buddy gave me his bike again, and he said there were no problems with the brake calipers, so I'm trying to tell him that there is, but you know, he was saying that there weren't, so all you have to do is just look here and you can see that they're basically seized up. Honestly, I don't even know how he was stopping. So we'll just move on to the back here and you can see it's the exact same thing. They're just seized up and there's really no stopping power there, so I don't even know how he was stopping at all. Maybe it's from all the years of riding a fixed gear bike, you know, like pedaling backwards to stop or something. Just basically having no brakes. So what I have to do here is just swap them out for a new set. So while he uses those up, I'll just service these ones. Now I installed this here because the cable housing was too short to reach the brake calipers there. So what I did is I put this barrel adjuster in and then I actually cut this little piece of housing. And for some reason it's like really short now. I don't know what happened there. So, you know, we're just going to call that my error and I'm going to fix it up for him. So basically I just tested out the barrel adjuster and, you know, maybe I had the barrel adjuster up really high or something. I don't know. So that way I could loosen it, but really that's no good. And on the rear brake here, I'm just going to loosen off the barrel adjuster lock nut here. And then I'm just going to screw the barrel adjuster in so it loosens up all the tension. And you can see here that I kind of did the same thing. The brake housing just a little too short, I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I was thinking there. There, you can see that I've taken off the cable tension and okay, so I'm just going to take, pretty sure it's like a 5mm Allen key. I'm just going to loosen off the pinch bolt here. I already did that. Now I just have to take the caliper off, which basically the same Allen key, and you just try your best to unscrew it. Now I'm just going to show you the hard way here. The easy way is to remove the wheel, but you know, like it's a YouTube video. I'm going to show you the hard way to do it. The reason I do that is so you can see the hard way really isn't that hard at all. All right, so we just take it off here, and then we put the recess nut back on so we don't lose it. And you can see here, it's really rusty, the spring, and the action is moving. Oh, no, it's kind of stuck. So really, they just need to be serviced, and I'll have to just take them all apart and, you know, like steel wool it or whatever, and put it back together. So the front brake here, again, I'm going to do it the hard way. You know, I removed the cable already. Like, you don't really need to see that again. It's pretty straightforward. What I'm doing here is I'm going to leave the front tire on. Again, that's the hard way. I'm just going to show you here. You just remove the recess nut and, you know, the caliper will just come right on. Okay, again, just put that recess nut back on the bolt, and you can see the spring, it's nice and rusty. The action just is basically seized up. So I'm going to replace these with this new set that I got, nice and cheap on Bezos' bargain bin. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You just slide it in, put the recess bolt in, and tighten it up. Okay, just test it out there and just move on to the rear one here. It's exactly the same thing. You just put in the new recess bolt and, you know, just tighten it right on. Okay, so we'll just install the cable here, and we're going to use that same piece of housing. I don't know, I think I might change it, but you know, for the sake of right now, I'm just going to show you that sometimes using the same cable, it's just not really going to work. You can see here that there'd be just enough of the last bit of the cable to fit in the pinch bolt, but really that's not going to be good enough. So the easiest thing to do is just remove the cables, replace the rear cable, and then you would reuse the rear cable in the front, if it's still good. So I'm just going to quickly adjust the brake pads here, and we'll just see. I'm just putting this all together. I'm just going to make sure that these things even reach, for one. So the calipers that I removed are basically unbranded Tektro, and they're kind of longer reach. And these ones here are longer reach, so we're just going to test it out and see. Again, I already pointed out there were problems, with the length of the cable and the length of that housing piece there. So we're just going to see. I'm going to try to tighten it back up here, get a little bit more tension on there. And now that housing there, it works well when I have the barrel adjusters all the way out, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm going to do the same thing for the front here. I'm just going to adjust the pads, just make sure that they fit. Nah, there's lots of room here. I'm just going to see if this cable is going to be long enough. I don't know. I don't know if it will be. We'll just see. That's why we just kind of do a dry run here. Yeah, there's enough cable here. So just tighten it up. Give her a quick test. Not too bad. It needs a little more tension here. And now, I'm playing around with it there, but you can see that the ferrule wasn't even in the barrel adjuster. So there's going to be a lot more play that you just can't fix like this. You have to fix it up there. Make sure that the ferrule fits properly in the barrel adjuster. And there you go. You can see that piece of housing up top, just it's not long enough. So the ferrule's not going to sit in the barrel adjuster. I guess I figured it out there. So I'm just going to keep trying, I just want to reuse as much as I can, but again, it has to be right. You can see there that that length of housing is just not long enough. So I'm unable to pull the cable tension tight enough. So here you can see I replaced that piece of housing. Now, there's a little bit of slack in the middle there, and I was able to get the tension a lot better. I'm just going to make sure here. There we go. Looks nice and tight. Pads are nice and close to the rim. Okay, I'm happy with that. And we can always fix the tension using the barrel adjuster. Now, one thing, like my buddy, he has a bunch of wheels that have different rim widths. So what we need to do here is leave some room. That way he can just kind of swap wheels whenever he needs to. Like if he has a flat tire and doesn't have time to change it or whatever, he can just put on his new wheel. And all he has to do is just adjust that barrel adjuster in or out to either tighten up the tension or loosen the tension to fit whatever size rim that he's got or that's available to him that day. There we go. You can see that's nice and tight. Okay, and I upped for a new brake cable on the rear, and you just slide it in. Like the housing up front's fine. There we go. I didn't show it, but I cut a longer piece of housing for the rear, and it fits in quite nicely. So again, what I did is I just tightened it up with the barrel adjuster out so that he has room to put in his different rims. And now what I'm going to show you here is how I'm centering this caliper, because it's not centered on his wheel. So you see there's like I guess it's like a recessed bolt or something. Anyways, it's like a little hex key bolt, and what you do is you either tighten or loosen to move the calipers one way or another. So what happened was the brake arm on the left was a little too far in, so it was rubbing, the pad was rubbing on the rim. The brake arm on the right was too far out, so we just adjusted that centering bolt, kind of like an adjustment bolt for the rear derailleur. So anyways, these new brake calipers are installed, and they're good to go.